I was doing some carpentry work on a golf course not long ago, and this one morning the sun was massive, and the dew on the grass sparkled across the whole course. I thought that'd be a great photo. I didn't have much time, and all I had was my camera phone. On top of that, I'd be shooting into the sun, which is never good. But I figured, whatever, I'll just Photoshop it when I get home. So away I went. As I was fiddling with the colors in Photoshop, I started to adjust the curves. While doing this, my finger went off the trackpad and the point went way off, changing the color of the sun's glow and revealing some of the spectrum. I thought, wow, that looks fucking cool. I wonder what it'll look like if I do that again. So, I did it again. This time, revealing a range of colors throughout the entire photo. The more I applied these curves, the tighter the bands got, and the image became more and more distorted. So I figured, that's enough. Now, I'm not new to Photoshop, or curves for that matter, or photography, but I was starting to wonder if this was all due to a poor quality lens and light sensor. So I decided to look up a bunch of photos of the sun and apply the same curve. And lo and behold, I get the same results. They vary a little bit from photo to photo, but nonetheless, the spectrum pops out. I was quite amazed at what I had stumbled across on accident. And as I analyzed these photos, I noticed something interesting, an irregular pattern of colors. Instead of, for example, red, green, blue, red, green, blue, red, green, blue, I noticed red, green, blue, red, green, blue, green, red, blue, or whatever. The colors varied slightly between each photo, but nonetheless, there was an inconsistency in this pattern, which got me thinking, what would cause this inconsistency? Now, I'm not a scientist, but if I had to speculate, that this is the sum of two opposing forces, and that these forces are not consistent, although they appear to be. Imagine what would happen if the sun's gravity flickered on and off. The sun, being one constant explosion, would expand and contract rapidly. What I think might be happening is just the opposite. It is the sun's explosions within that are inconsistent, pulsing, if you will, thrusting energy out of the sun at varying amounts, while gravity pulls some back, stretching and giving way to the electromagnetic spectrum that we see today. This happens so fast, you'll never see it with a naked eye. It's like watching a spinning tire. At certain rates you can see the spokes. At other rates you can't. Sometimes it looks like it's going backwards. We can only perceive information at certain rates, and this is just way too fast for the eye to see. I decided to take some photos with a better camera, my Rebel T2i. At an ISO speed of 100 and exposure compensation as low as possible, aperture at 3.5, and a shutter speed of 1/4000 and light optimizer disabled, I took a 10-shot burst at 3.7 frames per second, which lasted about 2.5 seconds. I brought these images into Photoshop, applied the curves, and sequenced them in a movie, because I was curious to see if there were any differences between frames. This is what I got. This is a loop of the 10 shots I took, played at 10 frames per second. I wasn't expecting much, but there's definitely some action here. At first I thought this pulse was due to a drastic difference in the last frame and the first frame of the loop. However, after closer examination, those two frames are practically identical. Running my cursor over the frames, I realized this pulse is in the middle of the sequence. I decided to put a black round marker in the lower right corner to indicate the beginning of each loop. Again, I'm no scientist. I can only speculate and theorize. But I'd love to hear your theories as well. So drop me a line and let me know what you think. Well, that's all folks. I'm Kashi Fu, and I'm out.